Hey, this is AJ Boland and
Ellis Fontana
we're going to talk about The Hateful Eight today.
by Quentin Tarantino. AJ, you start.
Alright, so I'm going to give a brief summary of The Hateful Eight. We prepared for this.
Is this a spoiler summary?
Sure. Okay, so outlaws get holed up at a cabin and then...
Hold 30 seconds in and we're dropping a spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. So, all three of you that are listening to this, if you haven't seen The Hateful Eight yet...
Actually, we've got 12 views on our last one, so...
Dang, we're going to be swimming in that YouTube money.
I know.
Yeah. So, anyway, a bunch of outlaws and criminals get holed up at a cabin, and maybe one of them isn't who they think they are.
Maybe.
Anyway.
So that's what it is. So I liked it.
I didn't.
I enjoyed myself, even though I went in at 11:05.
That's too late.
Got out at 2 in the morning, went out to my car, it was freezing, realized I had forgotten my keys in the theater because they dropped.
Mm.
And I had to call someone because the doors were locked to the mall. I saw Mike Beaumont.
Oh yeah, Mike Beaumont.
And I was like, hey Mike,
Kid.
can you let me in? He was like, yeah. And so I went and got my keys. And that was my experience watching The Hateful Eight at 1 in the... Oh no!
See, I would have trashed the movie just based on that alone. My personal experience would have been enough to say that the movie is garbage.
Yeah. I didn't mind it. It was
On no
cool.
fault of the filmmakers, I would have said it's the worst thing I've ever seen.
It was probably one of my least favorite, viewing experiences. That and watching The Martian with someone texting in front of me.
Oh yeah, there were a ton of people texting in my theater.
Were there?
They just didn't care.
Yeah, no, person in Martian right in front of me just pulls out her camera, full brightness too, mind you, and just keeps on texting throughout the movie.
Should have killed her.
I thought about it.
To be honest.
I thought about abandoning her on Mars. So anyway, so the movie. So I liked it. I thought it was really well written for the most part.
It was. I will say it's well written, but it's well written so that every character that is awful is one that you think is awful too. I didn't enjoy any of these characters till the end, but I'll save that for when we talk about spoilers.
Right. I liked... I guess it's kind of a spoiler. Okay, so the characters are... So there's the Hateful Eight, but there's really 9 characters.
Yes.
So the characters are Kurt Russell, who plays...
That character, yes.
John Ruth, the hangman. He's a bounty hunter, and when he catches you, he doesn't kill you. He brings you into town and he hangs you.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was okay, that's interesting. And then his mirror character is Sam Jackson, who was, I forget, Marquet.
Yeah, something like that.
Who was an ex Union general who fled to Montana. They were in, I believe.
Yeah.
And became a bounty hunter and really likes killing white people.
He really does.
He really gets off on it.
Oh, yeah.
Very literally. Then there's Jennifer Jason Leigh plays Daisy Domergue.
Yeah.
Who is Kurt Russell's prisoner.
She just got nominated for that, didn't she?
She did.
Oh.
Best supporting actress. We should also probably talk about the Oscars. We can talk about Hateful Eight's Oscars at least.
Alright. Oh yeah. Okay, one of them it does deserve to win. We'll talk about that when we get there. But
Is it?
It's the score.
Yeah. I think cinematography too is very well shot.
I don't know who else is nominated for cinematography because the Oscars are garbage.
Sicario is, I know. Roger
Didn't see
Jesus. What was I saying? So there's Jennifer Jason Leigh. She did a great job. Then there's their driver who drives the carriage, Obi, who I loved. I loved Obi.
Yeah.
He was nice.
He was the one, pretty much good one there.
Yeah. He's not in the Hateful Eight. He's the extra nice character. So then there's Oswaldo, who is the hangman.
The actual hangman.
His job title is the hangman.
Or is he?
Then there's the cowboy played by Michael Madsen.
Who's a cowboy? Or is he?
All right. Joe Gage.
Yeah.
I have to keep on remembering them. Bob the Mexican.
Mm-hmm. Who's a Mexican.
But he is.
He
He was Mexican.
Yeah.
And then Bruce Dern, who plays the Confederate general. Oh, and I'm forgetting Walton Goggins.
Yeah.
Who plays the sheriff, the Confederate.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So, anyway.
Should we just drop a spoiler alert?
Let's just do spoilers.
Okay, so spoilers now.
Let's talk about Sam Jackson's character.
Okay. So, I can kind of see, like, I know I was talking to Sophie, and she always says Quentin Tarantino writes the same characters, and I would disagree with that. I think he writes styles of characters, but they're still very different.
Yeah.
But I can kind of see that with Sam Jackson.
It varies. Sometimes they sound just like they're Quentin Tarantino trying to be cool. And other times he writes like genuine characters.
Right. Like Jules Winfield is a genuine, great character. And so is like Steven from Django Unchained.
Oh, yeah, true.
I like that.
All of Christoph Waltz characters, those are other characters.
This one was not... It was interesting. Basically, his backstory is right. He was a Union general.
Yeah.
He's black, for one. And...
Yes, Sam Jackson is black.
Yes. And there's some battle in like New Orleans or something. And a bunch of fellow black soldiers that he was commanding get captured. And because they're black, the Confederate generals are like, screw them. Kills them all. And then they say how he was imprisoned and to escape he burned it down, but in the process killed like
he killed
30.
More Union.
He killed a lot of Union prisoners.
Yeah.
And escaped and then realized, oh well, I can't be anymore. So he flees to Montana and becomes a bounty hunter. And brags that like, oh, everyone's last day is the day they meet me. Not everyone's, but like
white people's.
Yeah, he really doesn't like white people. He says he loves killing them, and later you find out Bruce Dern, of course, the Confederate general.
Yeah.
He was the general that killed all those black guys. So.
Yeah.
So that was that. But like, other than that, and that he's also like a liar. Essentially, he's deceitful.
Yeah.
He's deceitful and he's angry.
He tells a lie. He carries around this letter that is supposedly from Abraham Lincoln, if you know this. But we know that that's a lie. But then he also tells a long monologue about how he killed Bruce Dern's son. And it's never made clear if that's a lie or if he's telling the truth.
I think that was a lie.
I hope it's a lie.
I hope it's a lie too.
That made me really hate him.
Yeah, that was kind of messed up.
Yeah.
That was one of those moments just like, oh my god.
That was real. Like, let me tell you, that was so comfortable to watch.
Yeah.
I was theater full of people.
I was alone in the theater. Not alone. Amy was with me. And I was like, luckily she had fallen asleep. So I was like, oh, this is uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
So, but like other than that, he's just kind of there. And he's the main driver of the plot. I thought he was like fine.
I would have liked it more if he did more like, because towards the end he started to kind of be the detective where he's piecing together all these clues, and the main clue that he uses to figure out that one of the characters, Bob, isn't real is, I think, a cheat because the audience isn't aware that that was a clue. The fact that she had a sign that said no Mexicans allowed. We never see that. So
like all of his clues are cheats though. Because it's like you don't know that the one guy sits on his chair all the time.
All the things he uses to deduce are stuff that's like, well, we don't know that.
You don't know about Stu kind of stuff that he talks about. You don't know about all the clues. So it's kind of like, it's like that was clever until you realize there's no way you could possibly guess that.
Yeah.
Like it's clever when you can guess it, but it's really hard to, and you have to be paying very close attention.
So what we're basically saying is Quentin Tarantino is a total failure.
Yeah,
he should never work in this business.
He is just absolutely terrible. That's not true. Quentin Tarantino is, of course,
and
really
he loves his violence.
He does love violence a lot, and it shows.
I felt that this movie was one that didn't need all the graphic head explodingness because it worked as just a mystery where it was just characters figuring it out, and then it ends with buckets of blood over everything.
Yeah. Like actual buckets.
The scene where they vomit profusely.
That was like,
that could have been toned down. They could have just taken a drink and died. They didn't need to vomit up blood.
I would have been fine if they vomited up blood like once. I was like, oh, okay.
It was projectile.
They're poisoned and it's like, yeah, that too. Projectile didn't need to be projectile. But when they vomit 3 times each,
Yeah.
and then die, and then he vomits all over Jennifer Jason Leigh, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
okay, Quentin, we get it. You like blood.
And then I think Jennifer Jason Leigh is just by the end she's just drenched in different people's blood.
Yeah, she was not in a good state by the end.
No.
She wasn't in a good state at the beginning and not in a good state at the end.
No, because it ends on a shot of her hanging.
With Kurt Russell's hand still attached to her.
Yeah.
It was a very grotesque movie.
It was very gross.
Like
it was
more,
very gross.
I think more so than other Quentin Tarantino movies, because other Quentin Tarantino movies are like violent, but most of mine is like, oh, he got shot and there's like spurred blood. Like Django.
Django is Django works with the over the top violence because that's like a over the top spaghetti western, and those are always just shoot 'em ups. But this was just a mystery that didn't need the people getting their heads blown off.
Yeah. And by the end of it, it was just really, like, kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Like, just blood everywhere, arms dangling around.
It wasn't like Inglourious Basterds where you gotta see Nazis get shot up. It was, you saw just innocent people just get their heads blown off.
And even in Inglourious Basterds, it made a point. Because, because it was showing, like, oh, we talk about how terrible the Nazis are, but look, they're just like us. Or we're just like the Nazis, because it ends them watching a propaganda movie. And Inglourious Basterds is...
pretty much
a propaganda movie in its essence.
But like also Hitler sucks.
Hitler does suck, so you can excuse it.
We're gonna put our foot down right here and say that Hitler does suck. You heard that first.
Hitler sucks.
Yes.
So yeah, Sam Jackson's character. I like Kurt Russell's character.
I really like Kurt Russell.
I like Kurt Russell, and I like
Walton Goggins.
Walton Goggins was, I think, Kurt Russell and Walton Goggins were my favorite characters.
Yeah.
Especially since Walton Goggins' character was the only one that had an arc.
True.
Like, at the beginning, you're like, this guy's a piece of shit. And by the end, I wanted him to survive out of all of them.
Yeah. I was surprised Walton Goggins didn't get nominated. Because I thought Jennifer Jason Leigh was okay. She just kind of did the whole, evil thing.
She did good, but it was kind of like like I saw like an article, like an Onion article today about Leo. Where it's like, Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah. And it felt kind of like one of those things where it's like, I'm going to do a bunch of crazy crap.
Yeah.
And because I do that, because, like, look how much blood I got poured on me. It's very dramatic.
Acting.
Instead of Walton Goggins being able to convince you that a Confederate supporter who calls Sam Jackson, I can't say that.
He calls him
the N-word. A derogatory term for African Americans.
He calls him a not nice word to call him.
Yeah. Very many times throughout the movie.
Yeah.
And you still sympathize with him in the end because he was a well-written character.
Let's segue then. What do you feel about the use of the N-word in this movie as us being two white kids?
Quentin Tarantino so really likes to use the N-word.
He really did. Yeah. It was I thought it was way more apparent here than in Django. Even though it's said every other word in Django.
Because Django, it makes sense. Because it's about slavery. It's about white oppression against black people. But in this, like, it's kind of like a side note. Yeah. Like the whole thing with Bruce Dern's character and Sam Jackson's character. Like, that was interesting. And there's the whole, like, oh, look, they're playing chess, and one side's black and one side's white. Symbolism.
Whoa. Do you think he did that intentionally? Do you think Quentin Tarantino did that?
I think most chess pieces are black and white, so he probably just thought, oh, that's neat.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. But in this, it's more like a mystery, really. And I thought it would have been nice if they went with what Tim Roth's character Oswaldo was talking about when they first meet him, about frontier justice versus actual justice. Like, were they morally right to hang Jennifer Jason Leigh at the end?
True.
Because he talks about, like, because Kurt Russell talked about, like, you don't just go and shoot them, you hang them, because that's how civilized society works.
Get his job done.
And Oswaldo says that, even though Oswaldo turns out to not be a hangman.
Yeah.
It
helped with the whole accent thing. So that was the way he actually talked. That would have been garbage. But then you just find out it's just the guy playing it. Because at the end he just sounds like Tim Roth. Just normal kind of street cockney Tim Roth.
Yeah, he's actually just like a British guy. Somehow found himself in Montana.
Yeah.
Because that was like an interesting idea. even if someone has done a great crime against you, is vigilante justice warranted? You know.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But instead, it kind of went with the black and white thing a lot, and the Confederacy versus Union thing. They even split the cabin into two sides at one point. One side for the Confederates.
That Quentin Tarantino is a crafty one. He is.
Yeah.
Oh. You know who else is crafty?
Who?
The composer of the score.
That's
Segways.
Segways. Ennio Morricone is, of course.
Oh my god,
fantastic.
this score is fantastic.
The first shot. Oh my god.
Leave it in. Leave this in.
Leave this in. The first shot, I believe, of the movie, or like that isn't just like a landscape shot where it's like the Jesus.
Yeah.
And you hear the
I thought
oboe.
that was really good. I was like, dang, Quentin's evolved, and then you know.
Yeah. And it.
I've listened to the score over and over again, and it's great.
Oh, it looks nice. And do you hear about the thing with the movie, The Thing?
Oh yeah, the bestiality song.
Is that what it goes?
I think that's what it's called. I hope that's what it's called.
And Ennio Morricone did that soundtrack too.
Yeah.
And then Quentin Tarantino was like, "Oh, can I use this one?"
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, "Sure, whatever."
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
But I'm very glad he was nominated for an Oscar because he absolutely
deserves
it. And he's not only that, but since Oscars are based on legacy a lot too.
Yeah.
Ennio Morricone has one of the greatest.
Who also was nominated for Best Original Score?
John Williams.
For Star Wars?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that one.
I think that's just because it's John Williams and it's the Star Wars score.
I don't remember a single song from the new Star Wars. Alright, let's see here.
Dude, 50 Shades of Grey is nominated for original song.
True. The Oscars can never take that back.
They can never take that back.
They nominated 50 Shades of Grey.
They can put that on their Blu-ray covers now.
Yeah.
We have an
Oscar-nominated 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh my god. Even though it was something that was completely different from the movie. Not completely, but like...
Yeah.
Someone else's work that they used, they can still use that.
True.
Gosh, dang it, Oscars. Yeah, no, the score is great.
Okay, let's see here.
The cinematography was also really good.
Alright, everything else nominated. Bridge of Spies. Haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it.
Carol.
Haven't seen
Haven't seen it. Sicario.
Saw it. Good score.
And then finally Star Wars Force Awakens. I don't know.
Saw it, and it was like, I think it's more just like...
It's just because it's John Williams.
Yeah.
I don't remember a single song from that.
You know what songs I remembered? The original ones.
Yeah.
The...
So what we're saying is John Williams peaked and he has gone downhill ever since then and should just retire from the business.
Yeah, John Williams, you're a hack.
You're
and it's our official statement now that John Williams is crap
garbage.
at his job now.
Yeah, just quit. Although he's really sick, he might be dying soon. This probably should be the last thing we say about that. They come in threes.
They come in threes. It's gonna be Tim Curry.
I can see that.
Have you seen what he looks like now?
Have you seen what he looked like before?
Look up a picture of Tim Curry's last public appearance. He's 69 and has cancer, just like Albert and David Bowie were.
I've heard Steven Spielberg is 69. Also
has cancer.
And he had kidney cancer. I know.
Yeah.
Tim Curry. Last.
Spielberg's not gonna die.
No, he'll never die. He'll live forever.
Yeah.
Oh wow, he does look bad.
He looks very bad. Anyway, we're getting off topic. So the Hateful Eight.
Do you think he's wearing fishnets under that?
I hope so.
Leave this in. Leave this in. Alright.
I absolutely will leave it in because I don't want to do the editing.
All 12 people listening to this. If you made it this far, comment.
Yeah. So of course we should probably talk about 70 millimeters. Because Quentin made a big deal about that. The glorious 70 millimeter.
Because Quentin wants to make out with a film roll.
Yeah. I saw like behind the scenes stuff and they're talking about when they went there, they found the old cameras that they used for that because they don't use them anymore. They're like $80,000 a piece.
Because they're outdated, Quentin.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. And it does seem kind of cheap to use it for a cabin.
Yeah, this was if they did it for like Django or something.
Because the landscapes in Hateful Eight looked amazing.
All 6 shots of them, and then it's like, oh, okay, we're back in the cabin.
Yeah, and then it's like, okay, now we're inside.
It was very one set, almost like a play.
Yeah, lots of people have been talking about this.
I think this would be a great play.
I think it would work much better as a play.
It would work way better as a play.
The only thing I could I mean, you could probably figure it out, but like the whole scene where we forgot to talk about Channing Tatum's character. Channing Tatum's in this.
Oh yeah.
But like when his first reveal, when it goes below the floor, like adios amigo, he shoots through the floor.
Yeah.
That would be a bit difficult to do on a stage, but you could probably just put him in a...
You could probably just have him walk on. That's something that Quentin does very well. I never have any idea where his movies are going. For like the last hour or so, I was like, is this the last shot? This can't be the last shot.
Yeah.
Because I had no idea.
I thought, like, they were going to show what happens to Walton Goggins and Sam Jackson. I assumed they mean they died. And that's another thing I was thinking about, and I noticed. This is one of the few movies, I think, where every character has died.
Yes, true. Reservoir Dogs? No.
Reservoir
Steve
Dogs.
Buscemi made it out.
Maybe. You
Maybe.
hear gunshots.
Maybe he just got arrested.
You could imply they died. It's heavily implied that Sam Jackson and Walton Goggins die in this. Because, like...
Yeah. Because they're, like,
we're
bleeding
out. They say, I'm going to die soon anyway. And there's, like, 2 days left in the blizzard.
I like to think that in Reservoir Dogs, Steve Buscemi moved to Fargo and changed his name.
Me too. So I think Reservoir Dogs almost makes the cut. And you could say that they're extras in the diner scene and the bank that don't die. So technicality.
That's a bit of a stretch there.
However, in Hateful Eight, every single character that shows up on screen ends up dead.
True. That is right on the money.
I was looking through, it's like, no, not one person makes it.
That would be a great City High play, I think, where everyone does. Mr. Peters, if you are listening to this, consider it.
Hateful Eight, 2016. No more Grease.
No, we're canceling it. It's done.
Yeah. We're going to drop the N-bomb all over him.
Oh, yeah. I think it's time, honestly, for City High to break some boundaries.
We did it with Mayberry.
I wasn't even here for that.
I was. It was something.
It was okay. It was no odd couple, though. I mean.
I shouldn't talk crap about Mayberry. It was a fun experience. What else can we say about the Hateful Eight?
It was garbage. Don't watch it.
Go watch it if you have enough time for 3 hours and you like Quentin Tarantino.
Bring the family. Bring the kids.
If you don't like violence, if you don't like Tarantino's style...
then you're a wussy.
And if you don't like sitting through 3 hours of movie, don't watch it. I would have loved to see the Roadshow version, though.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you saw one with an intermission. I was promised an intermission, and I didn't get one.
It was only on the Roadshow.
So
when you get a program
cheated.
and everything, I was so excited for an intermission.
I was.
I feel like it's something that movies should have.
They all should, honestly.
I love intermissions.
It gives you a chance to stretch, talk about how garbage every movie you've ever seen is.
Yeah. All of them.
Basically, just don't watch any movie ever again. That's what we want you to take away from
That's what we learned.
Mm-hmm.
Movies can't be trusted to spend $10 on, and the movie industry is full of a bunch of hacks.
Bunch of frauds.
And a bunch of lies.
They are, honestly. Every movie ever made is garbage, and if you've watched one, I hate you.
Yeah, the Oscars are a monument to
I will be
the worst
spending that night protesting.
Kind of deceit. Do you want to talk about the Oscars a bit? I mean, we're 24 minutes in.
Let's talk about them. I don't know who was all nominated.
We'll talk about it really quick.
Let's talk about Best Pictures, because I remember most of those. Mad Max should win, because it's the only one I've seen. So by default, it should win.
Yeah. Hey, they're going to release them all now in theaters, so you can go...
Oh yeah, I'm going to go see The Revenant tonight. Or in the past, whenever this is released.
I think George Lucas is going to win a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Oscars.
He could. A Lifetime Achievement for making one movie and coasting for years. Yeah.
But they're going to say, like, oh, it's because he enhanced visual effects so much with that one movie.
By letting other people do all the work.
Yeah. I mean, he probably shouldn't be the one getting the award, but, like...
Should be everyone else but him.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. How many of these have you seen? You seen Bridge of Spies?
Nope.
You seen The Revenant, though?
I saw The Revenant. I saw Mad Max.
One word review of The Revenant. Rev up the engines.
Rev up the engines for our next review. Oh.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I gotta say. Oh, Leo's gonna win.
Okay.
Best actor. I'm pretty sure.
What if he gets robbed again?
People will throw
really funny.
People will throw a fit, and it's gonna be really annoying.
The Martian.
Leo deserves it so much.
He's okay. He screams and everything he does.
Leo's a bit.
He does one accent.
He's a bit overrated. Yeah.
He's overrated, and I think he's garbage and should never act again.
Yeah. Everything is garbage. The world is garbage.
I hate everything.
I hate my life and I hate my job. And most of all, I hate the movie industry.
I hate it so much.
I hate it.
You know what, I'm done
Oh
with
my
this
God.
review. We're done.
I'm done with this. I'm done with you.
I'm done. I'm leaving. Alright.
You know
I'm
what?
actually storming out.
Yeah.
I'm done.
That's it.
Cancel it. We're done.
I hate everything.
I'm
Get
done.
out of here.
Bye.